We're back. My name is Hillary Hall, and I'm with the Piece by Piece podcast. And we're going to be talking about dating, relationships, and just my take on where I think that God is leading me and why He's leading me there, with my past and present choices. What I want to do this day is kind of give you guys a backstory on my world and why we're here. So I am 43. I am a single mom of two beautiful daughters. They are 21 and 22. The oldest one will be 23 2 months from now. So we're giving you a backstory on Hillary Hall's dating life and why it is entertaining, to say the least. So I'm going to try and learn how to be full, transparent, definitely authentic. And if I say anything, I don't mean it to be crass or rude or disrespectful or vulgar. We can be funny in some instances, but I just feel like if I'm real with you, I'm not trying to boast or to put myself on a platform. The only reason why I'm even here is because God is leading me to do this. I would rather hide in my room on my new teal couch and watch Netflix series all day, but when God calls you to do something out of your comfort zone, it usually means that He has a purpose for that. So my story is for His purpose, His glory, to reach that one that can relate to my story. And I'm not here to put myself on some kind of pedestal, because you'll come to realize, but like every day I struggle at something. Today was my attitude. I was in such a bad mood today, but I digress. We're here to discuss life and how we can get through life each day, and we need to incorporate God in that. So back on topic, my dating life. So I started dating at 14 to 15. I was a freshman in high school, and that was a repeat senior. I don't know why Mom let me do that, but God rest her soul. I'm sure she had her reasons for not sticking up for herself on that one. Maybe he presented as a good guy. Not really sure. So I lost my V card with him. This is all in my book also. I wrote a book, Piece by Piece, plug. So 14, 15-year-old having sex and being in a relationship. If that doesn't sound like a disaster, I don't know what does, but there's that. Then my sophomore year, I also had a boyfriend, still sexually active, and he was a good guy. There was no apparent red flags with him. We didn't date that long. I moved to Missouri while dating him, got my little heart broken, and would reconnect with him mentally and physically throughout my 20s. And then I had a junior senior boyfriend, still sexually active with said boyfriends. And this one, you would think that I would have paid attention to the caution sign. We met at a fair. The story that was given to me, I might have known it at the time, was that he left to take his girlfriend home and then come back and hung out with me. I'm going to fast forward you 2 years, and yeah, he leaves me for another girl. So could have seen that one coming, but I didn't. So if I want to rewind through my high school days, I mean, I had friends, girlfriends, you know, guy friends. I hung out with them some, but I hung out with my boyfriends most often. You know, I was involved in band and softball and cross country and all the activities, but not to say that I let a man control my life, but I did give my boyfriends precedence over other people, and I let it control my mind, if anything. And if I would talk to my younger self, and even speaking with my girls about dating, is not to get tied down to just one person and miss out on your high school days. And I don't mean that you should just sleep around with everybody. That's obviously not the point. But, you know, go on group dates, or, you know, just set your standards that you're not going to be secluded to a boyfriend and not your friends. I don't know how to say that without it not being like you want to be. I mean, I know that people find their soulmates and their forever partners in high school, and I don't discredit that, but don't get so caught up in finding a boyfriend in high school. Like, you don't even know who you are until you're in your 25s and 30s, and you're still not old when you're that age and have now starting to settle into finding your forever human. My father died when I was 12, and then my mom passed away when I was 25. So you're constantly struggling, and life is happening, and you're trying to find yourself and find where you fit in. And I found guys to fit in with and the attention from guys, and that's what I used as validation. And then I met the girls' dad. You know, you're always running away from something and always running towards something, and in the point of doing that, you get put in the crosshairs of X, Y, and Z. Well, my X, Y, and Z was a young pregnancy, unwed pregnancy, and ending up being a single mom, which I did very well at. And I love my girls, and I'm very grateful for them. But to look back on my high school days and in my 20s, I just wish I would have known how much I meant to myself. And then in searching for something, I wish I would have found God then. Because then all that heartache and wasted time, you know, but everything happens for a reason, and I know that. It's just, why am I repeating this same mistake over and over again? You know. So now I am in my 20s, pregnant, do not have a consistent baby daddy. I do end up marrying him and raising the girls with him for a short period of time. That didn't last very long. He just had a lot of stuff that he needed to work on, and I knew that us girls as a trio couldn't do that process with him while he was figuring that out, because we had to figure out how to do life together, and we couldn't raise another kid when we were trying to raise each other. So I chose to step away from that. And then it's funny to say this part of it, but I still slept around and created validation from men, which the girls never knew, which I guess I was really good at hiding things. Future points, we will know that in the future, that I am good at hiding things. So we leave Missouri whenever Haley's 5 and Lauren's 4. How do I leave Missouri, you ask? I'm glad you asked that question. Because I met a man. Because I met a guy. Man. Now I understand my 40s and why I'm so heaven bent on not doing this. Which I met my second husband. Honestly, you know, the first time I was ever fixed up with, you know, with another person, and I can't speak ill of him because he was a good man. He just met me at the time of my life where I was at the rising of my anger and not knowing what to do with it, so I took it out on him. So my mom had just passed, and I was meeting this man, and then the result of that was the girls and I moving to Louisiana to be with him, which, if you can look at my life now, I'm currently living in Louisiana and living in my purpose, because I found my place, my people, and my purpose. So knowing that I probably should have ended back up in Louisiana, and that was what was God ordained. It's just, was it the second marriage that created that segment or segue? Because God can always create a segue for you to move, whether it be a job or whatever, or a disappointment. So now I'm in Louisiana, which is where I'm born and raised. I'm from here, but I moved to Missouri because of my family. You know, we all wanted to be close to each other. So in Louisiana, single mom, I've got a job, trying to make ends meet. I don't have anyone around me. There are family that's around, but we haven't spoken to each other in years. I've left my core group in Missouri because I was too bullheaded and stubborn and wanted to do things on my own. And we know how that ends up. That ends up bad, because, you know, you can't, you are not built to do things on your own. You're built to live in community. So here I am in Louisiana in a decent job, but still going through men. Here I'm really honing in and learning my skills of manipulation, and just learning how to use this talent of being with people to get what I want out of life. It's not a good thing, but, you know, I mastered it. Whether it be gifts, or, you know, your rent being paid, or your cell phone being paid, or the girls' activities to be paid. I mean, nothing was too short, too small, too grand. I mean, it all happened. I'm pretty sure of. Didn't keep record or track of it. Which is, so we moved back here, divorced my second husband. As I'm divorcing my second husband, enter my 15-year next relationship, which, if you look back at it, every year I only lasted a year. Freshman year, sophomore year, junior, senior year, probably at the longest relationship I had ever had at that point. And then the girls' dad was a long relationship. I think that was a good 10 years, maybe 20 to 25. let's see, Haley, maybe 5 years, 5 to 8 years. And then actually my longest relationship is 15 years. And I met this man while I was working at the gym, and he befriended me because I was going through a divorce. It's funny how much you think that you have control over everything, and then in the midst of that, someone gets control of you. It's crazy to think about that. So with this relationship, man, I really hit rock bottom, I think. I let someone use me for 15 years in the most vulnerable way. I mean, of course, I got something out of it. You know, I got money out of it. I got trips out of it. I got gifts out of it. Got the physical aspect out of it sometimes. Not really the emotional part of it, but you know, it was always said that I got emotional care, but it was always on his term. So I just finally got sick and tired of being so hurt and upset and wondering when I was going to be good enough to be the main person in his life. I mean, it just never happened. So while I was in this relationship, if you want to call it that, I also still saw other people, because I was still trying to find my one true love. And I didn't find anything but heartache, the bottom of a lot of bottles, and loneliness. So about 2019 is when I finally realized that I was done with this type of behavior, but I didn't know how to get away from it. So pausing right here at 2019. So this has been going on since, so I graduated high school in 99. You back up 4 years, and that's what year? It was like 94, 95, 96 time frame when this all started. And then you fast forward to 2019, and I've been just constantly searching and searching and searching for something that made my whole life whole. You know, because I was adopted, I was abandoned, I was rejected. And then I got a family that wanted me. And then in that instance, my dad dies. So then I'm looking for something out of that. And then you move forward, and my mom passes away. And she was my rock. And so it's like, who has me? You know, who's going to take care of me? Who's going to love me? And you're constantly looking at these individuals, and you know, we're all flawed humans, so they're not going to be able to do that. You know, they can't take care of you. In 2019, the back row of Gateway Church, sitting beside Dolly, is when I figured out that the whole time I was searching for this person to take care of me and to love me and to choose me first was literally right beside me the whole time. And I just didn't see him because I was looking outward. And it's so funny because I was raised in church. I was raised around Pentecostal women. And I didn't connect it, that I needed Jesus. And he was the one that was going to be my best friend. He was the one that was going to take care of me. He was the one that was going to make me whole. Not a man. So in 2019, I started the healing process of not needing a man to fulfill my inner being. Let's not get it twisted. I didn't quit my 15-year relationship right then. Spoiler alert, I didn't quit him officially until he passed away. And it's only been a year since that's happened. We're going on 2 years. So, I mean, if I'm going to be transparent with you, if he hadn't passed away, I'm pretty sure I'd still struggle with it. When someone has such a chokehold on you, and you feel, he makes you feel like you can't live without him. It's hard. So hard. So, now you're up to date to my 2019 to 2024, where I am currently. And it's crazy the things that I've had to do, or to set goals set in place so that I could get rid of this behavior. So I knew that I needed to get rid of this person. And I knew that there were certain things that I was doing that was hindering my clarity on the situation. So one of those was getting rid of alcohol, trying to eat better, restructuring my friend groups, and then learning how to say no. Like, I am a hardcore introvert. I think I heard something like an ambivert. I don't know. It's like I love being out in the people world area, but I get recharged by being at my house and alone. But once I get that done, then I got to go back out, because if I isolate too long, then that's bad for me. I'm gonna have to Google that word. You probably had to drop that in a comment, because I'm pretty sure I messed that one up. I had a hysterectomy around there, and that knocked me out literally on my back for a couple weeks, and that's whenever I started gaining my independence again, and my voice and my strength, and I was able to kick alcohol, going on 2 years, up to 2 years. In a couple months it'll be 2 years sober. And I was able to separate myself from this person so I could get, you know, my bearings back. And I was able to realize that I needed Jesus, because he's the reason for life. He's the reason that I'm alive. You know, he's my best friend. He helps me daily to be centered, to be peaceful, to have joy. And I worked really hard at gaining a relationship with him and not putting men as such a focus. Now, once this person passed away and I was able to gain clarity, I figured, you know, I never wanted to be married or in a relationship, which is ironic because I always ran to that. But I'm in the stage of empty nesting right now, and I just want to spend time with myself. I want to spend time with Jesus, and I want to travel. I want to sit in the back of my car and make stupid videos for you guys and hope that you connect with them. I want to be able to do things that make me happy, that challenges me and helps me grow and learn and draws me closer to God. But don't get it twisted. I still screw up because, you know, every once in a while I'll be like, oh, I can date. I can do this dating thing. And I'll start texting someone and I'll be like, oh man, this is the perfect personality. I love this type of personality. This is going to be great. Wrong. I think I need to figure out a new personality type, because the fun, cool, and the outgoing personalities, they're mostly not good for me. Not knocking anybody that's like that. I'm just saying, like, right now in this season. So, I mean, we're gonna do a sobriety of a different sort, and see how that goes. I don't know. I think it'll go well. But so that's my backstory. That's why I am here doing what I'm doing with the dating. I really have a passion for singleness and enjoying being single and learning and growing, and then like dating yourself. And then once you're grown and healed and love God, then you'll be able to find a partner, a helpmate, a person that you can, because they've did the work too. So now y'all are both pretty healthy people that still have issues, but you're able to communicate and work, and then y'all able to help each other moving forward. And then y'all still want to date each other and love and grow and challenge each other. But God has called me into singleness for a while now. I just have ignored him. So we're going to listen to God, and we're going to be single intently. We're going to do it on purpose, for a purpose, because God is going to move big in this phase of my life, and I'm going to obey him, and we're going to do this together, and we are going to rock this out. Okay, so backstory on why I'm here, where I came from in the dating world. And I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be, but I am a girl just trying to do life with Jesus every day, and let him love on me, because I deserve it. 3 things. Go to Amazon and buy my book, Piece by Piece. Follow me on all social medias at The Hillary Hall. And I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.